One of the most important aspects of planning for retirement is figuring out the answer to the question, how much money do I need to save for retirement? The right response will vary from person to person and will be mostly determined by your present income, as well as the kind of retirement lifestyle you envision and are able to afford. Understanding it is sadly not something that comes naturally. Most of us deal with financial problems daily, whether it be an unpaid payment or amount of student loan debt. Moreover, our savings rates appear to be rather poor. But we need to understand that saving isn't always simple, but it eventually pays off. So how much money do you think you need to retire? And what money saving advice should you take? Well, let's get started. The amount to retire. According to Steve Sexton, financial advisor and CEO of retirement planning firm Sexton Advisory Group, your retirement income should roughly equal 80% of your pre-retirement income. For instance, if you earn $150,000 a year, you should strive to have at least $120,000 annually in retirement to live well in your senior years. Although most retirees have lower costs in their retirement years, you might set a goal to save an amount equivalent to your present income if you want to retain your current standard of living while also having money left over for future luxuries or expenses. Saving for retirement could cost a sizable amount of your income. Still, it is possible to achieve this with the correct methods, such as utilizing employer matching programs, choosing wise investments, and allowing compound interest to do its job. There are many ways to navigate this, but depending on the path you want to pursue, several variables could raise or lower your savings goals. One is Social Security benefits. The Social Security Administration estimates that 67 million people in the United States will receive payments from Social Security monthly in 2023. Moreover, these benefits account for around 30% of each recipient's total income. At the age of 62, you become eligible to receive a payment of your partial Social Security benefits monthly. A proportion of this total is subtracted as your payment, and the year you were born determines the subtracted amount. A person who was born in 1950 and decided to take their benefits early might, for instance, suffer a reduction of 25% in the amount they get. On the other hand, the benefit received by a person born in 1970 would be reduced by 30%. As soon as you reach your full retirement age, you can begin receiving the entire amount of your Social Security benefit. You can increase the amount you receive from your benefit by delaying it until you reach this age, making you eligible for delayed retirement credits. And because of your monthly payment, the sum of your money you will need to take out of your retirement savings may be reduced. The second is on their desired lifestyle in retirement. Most retirees depend on a fixed income, usually lower than they make when working on a full-time job. If you plan to retain the same level of comfort you are accustomed to throughout your retirement years, you should consider additional ways to supplement your income. What about relating to one's health, whether medical or otherwise? They will have access to Medicare, a government health insurance program for elderly citizens that is available to those younger persons with disabilities and dialysis patients, in addition to those who are 65 and older. In most cases, Medicare is more affordable than private or commercial health insurance. However, certain Medicare plans do not provide the same level of coverage as could be provided by other private insurers. According to Sexton's wisdom, you ought to remember that as you age, you'll also need to budget for higher healthcare costs to accommodate more frequent health conditions. And because of this, your overall savings requirements for retirement will increase. So now, what strategies can you use to save money? 1. Track your spending. The priority list should come first. If you want to increase the money you save while decreasing the amount you spend, you must first be aware of where your money is going. When you have a clear picture of your spending, it is far less difficult to analyze your current financial status thoroughly. You can also see precisely how your previous choices have led you to where you are today. For instance, you may believe you eat out excessively, but when you evaluate how much money you spend each month, the result may be motivating and eye-opening. Moreover, you can also use the data as a gauge going forward to track your progress as you start putting good financial practices, like raising savings and paying down debt, into practice. 2. Pay off your debt. If becoming debt-free is one of your priorities for this year, then you are already well on your way to achieving that aim, since paying off debt makes room in your budget for other financial priorities to be realized. The two most fundamental approaches to reducing one's debt are to either pay off the loans with the highest interest rates first, or pay off the loans with the lower principal amounts first. Even though the first approach makes more sense mathematically, the snowball method, which gives priority to your lowest balances, is the one that has shown to be the most successful. This is the way it goes. First, prioritize paying off the debt that has the smallest balance while making the minimum payment on the rest of your commitments. Sort your debts in order of their outstanding balances. After you have paid off the debt with the least balance, use the money you were used to pay off the obligation that had the next smallest balance, paying the minimal amount towards the other bills, and continuing this pattern until you are finally debt-free. The idea behind this is that once you have paid off your debts, you will experience feelings of empowerment and strength, which will motivate you to keep going. Using the snowball method, people have a better chance of sticking to their plans to pay off their debt. 3. Pay yourself first. Samuel Rad, an instructor at UCLA and a qualified financial advisor, recommends that people follow the advice PYF, pay yourself first. This refers to routinely putting some of each paycheck into savings before using the rest for other expenses. Because it is possible to automate the process, putting it into practice is not difficult. Create a standing order so that a certain amount of money is sent from your checking account to your savings account every time you get paid. Even if it's only $20 from each paycheck, there's a good chance that you won't even notice the difference. And instead, you'll be pleasantly surprised by how much money you save over time. Everyone has been in this predicament at some point in their lives. You get paid, go out for sushi, buy that new top you've had your eye on, and go to the movies, only to discover that you might not be able to pay your motor insurance premium for that month. If you pay yourself first, you won't have to worry about this problem anymore. Most service providers of bills offer automatic bill payment, and most of the time, you may choose a particular day of the month for that item to be paid automatically. And because you have already paid for your motor insurance, you do not have too much spare cash. In general, the purpose is to make certain that your most critical goals are accomplished before you can spend that money on things that are not important. 4. Aim for a 10% savings rate. If you're unsure how much money you should put away each month, shooting for 10% of your take-home pay is a good rule of thumb. In words, if you consistently save 10% of your income, regardless of how much you earn, you will always have the confidence of knowing that you are living within the scope of your means. So just shoot for 10%, and if you change your mind about how much money you want to save in the future, adjusting this ratio is simple. Combining this rule with the technique of paying yourself first and putting yourself first is best. If this is too difficult, you may always set up recurring bank transfers on the first of every month. Transferring money from your checking account to your savings account helps to ensure that you do not inadvertently spend money that you have to put aside for the purpose of saving. Consider setting aside 10% of your income each month as a means to give yourself the freedom to make ongoing annual investments in your financial well-being. 5. Try a no-spend month. The excitement that comes from successfully navigating challenging financial circumstances is one of the reasons why money problems are so enjoyable. Experts recommend you kickstart your saving campaign with a no-spend month to get the ball rolling. It is simple. Make a pact with yourself that your spending will be limited to essentials for the next month. Instead of driving, consider taking public transit, taking a lunch break every day, and using the many free entertainment options such as going to surrounding parks. If you have made a mistake, do not give up. The eventual goal is to cut back on spending as much as possible while simultaneously increasing the amount of money put into savings. As a result of going through the exercise, you may decide to reevaluate a significant portion of your spending and give more thought to acquiring goods and services in the future. In addition to achieving big financial savings in just 1 month, you may reevaluate your spending habits and select innovative and cost-effective alternatives. This activity has the potential to have a substantial impact on your balance sheet. So, how would you like to reevaluate your retirement plan? From what we've shared, what kind of a plan will you come up with? Comment down below. That's all. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. See you in the next video.